This is a mod project that you do in second year in game art, animation, compositing, environment design, 3D modelling and texturing, character design, information design, property development, compositing, another mod project. We show these at AVCON every year. That was filmed at the disaster training area from that last scene. And the municipal fire service have got this disaster training area at Paraka. And it's all broken down buildings, like an earthquake's gone through and fires and all that sort of stuff. And what we do in CGI and visual effects is we do a project every year there where we do stunts, we film live footage, and then we take it back and add CG to it. So that's part of the CG and visual effects course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand these brochures out. So I'll just do a lump on the end of each row, and you can hand them around, and we'll do an analogue presentation. That's another mod. That was from 2010. All right, so we are situated at Tea Tree Gully at Modbury, just next to Tea Tree Plaza. And we run a range of courses around digital arts, visual effects and CG. But our two main courses are game art and CG and visual effects. So I'm just going to run through those courses with you just fairly quickly. Okay, so I'm not going to make it too talky, and you can ask some questions and we'll go along. That's what we've got going at the moment. So we're kind of running digital art stream and then a VFX animation compositing stream. And first of all, we're doing a Cert 3 in visual arts. And that'll just be 6 months. And that's a good one to do if you're an artist and you don't have much of an idea yet what you want to get into. You can come and do visual arts with us. And it's all digital. So there's no actual paint or drawing in terms of using hand and pencils and things like that. It's all on computers, so you do it all in our labs. So that's our Cert 3 in digital arts. They're the sorts of things you're going to be doing. And this is open. This goes for enrolments in February each year and also in July each year. So it rolls on semester by semester. And that's some of the sort of stuff you're doing. So it's kind of designing as well. And then we've got a Certificate 3 in media. So it's the same thing, but it's not just digital art. Okay, it's also animation, video, web, design, a range of kind of media type skills that you do with us. And then that's, doesn't matter. And then that's, that will finish each semester, and then you can feed into the two major courses after that. The major courses start at the beginning of each year, so they got February intakes. So the first of the major courses is game art, and this is a shout out to all the people who think they're artists here, or who consider themselves to be artists. All right, if you're a game designer and game developer, it's probably not the course for you. But if you're an artist and you want to work in games, this is definitely the course for you. It goes for 2 years and it starts at diploma level. And the subjects you do in it are, you do 3D modelling, you do texturing, and you do that for 2 years solid. You do drawing, you do digital painting, you do design, you do creative thinking. It's a whole range of art type subjects that you would do, and you come out, the skills you come out with are skills in 3D and texturing. And then what you do is you go ahead and you team up with programmers, and you can get into the indie games development scene, okay? We also have pumped students through into game art studios. And one of our more famous success stories is a guy who left us and he worked selling models online for about 6 months. Got himself into what we call an internship to a place called South End Studios in Sweden. And they liked him so much that they put him on as a character artist. So he's now working overseas. So if you want to work in terms of our game art course, if you want to actually work in a set job, you're probably going to need to travel interstate or overseas to actually find that work. Okay, that's the entertainment side of things. The other side of things is the digital side of things. Is the information side of things. And that is you're working for property visualizations. You're helping to create applications in Unity where people can build their houses in Unity first before they actually buy those houses. For instance, if you go onto YouTube, you see all sorts of visualizations that are used for proposing, all the Adelaide Oval proposals, the footbridge proposals, all that sort of stuff. The skills you learn with us in game art are the skills you need to be able to do that sort of work, okay? And the thing to remember, Shane from Monkey Stack, he gives us advice on our course. So we go, this is what we want to teach, is that right, is that good? And they sit down with other industry players and they look at our course and say, yeah, go ahead, that's great. Teach them that stuff. So Shane's very important to us. So just cycling quickly through Certificate 3 in Media. And one of the things to remember in game art is at the beginning of your second year, you take a product to AVCON. So you work in teams together, and we take Unreal Tournament, and some guys did Unity this year. And what we do on the UDK side of things is we strip out their art assets and we put our art assets in. Some of our teams are able to hook up with programmers, and so they're able to actually change out characters, change out weapons, change out vehicles, those sorts of things from UDK. But primarily it's an art tour, so you learn to 3D model, texture, optimize your assets so they can go into the game engine and work beautifully in live. So we do a mod, what we call a mod project, and you work in teams. So you come through that first year doing all your basics, then you start working in teams with that second year. And if you look on ModDB, some of our students' products are up on ModDB. You can have a look at those if you want. Certificate 3 courses, media and digital arts, it's pretty much straight in. So there's no admission requirements to those. If you just sign up and pay, and in you come and off you go. All right, so now let's have a look at CGI and visual effects. So the course that I just talked about was the game art course. That's for artists. It's not for game designers or programmers, okay? If you've got a bit of a bent to game development, you might want to come and do the art side of it to become a technical artist, but it's for artists, so we're looking for artists. This one here, Advanced Diploma of Screen, CGI and Visual Effects. This is animation and compositing and camera for TV and film. So looking at that, you're taught the practical, theoretical, production, animation, those sorts of subjects that you're going to need to know if you're doing CG for linear media. Looking at the sorts of career opportunities, our students, our graduates have worked on those particular movies down in there in the second paragraph. The major player here for CG and visual effects in Adelaide is Rising Sun Pictures, and we've always got graduates going to Rising Sun Pictures and picking up work there. You're going to have to travel interstate as well to find work. And what you need to remember about these courses, it's not like you're going to have mates that go and get an apprenticeship and then become a plumber and all that sort of stuff, and it just all works quite smoothly for them, or hairdressing or those sorts of apprenticeships. With these creative industries type careers, you've got to do a fair bit of time looking for the work. You've got to be able to ring up employers, show your portfolio over and over and over again, take your first chances and do those really well, and hopefully you'll get offered more in the way of the traditional full-time employment. But if you were to think about the creative industries, not only just a game artist, not only a CGI visual effects artist, but a graphic designer or an architect or an industrial designer, it's the same for all of you. Okay, any creative industries, you're going to have to speak to a lot of people before you get your first chances in work. So this is the sort of stuff you do, your CGI and visual effects. So that's your visualising, property visualising type stuff. That's taking that skate park and putting that kiosk or dressing up that kiosk. And that's the game art. So we've went through that. This is some of the product from game art, character design. That's out of our mod. Now that one was from 2008, and that was the Half-Life engine. There's a fair bit of agony with that one, trying to get that one to run at AVCon, but that was a beautiful puzzle-based solution. This one's an interesting one. This was in using UDK, and this is called Proving Grounds. So this is some concept art for Proving Grounds, and their mod was a mod whereby you take a warehouse and you set up a skirmish in that warehouse. So it's actually meant to be a proof of concept for a developer that might actually put up the money and build that skirmish warehouse. Environment design, a major project that you do in second year, in second semester. Okay, and we got industry people. So that guy there in the green t-shirt, he works at Rising Sun Pictures. Come and talking, giving lectures and guest speaking, just like I'm doing for you guys. We've got really good facilities, so a lot like this, except bigger labs. Okay, we got really high-level lecturers who'll be able to, who are very knowledgeable in their area. You come into class and you'll be able to get all your questions answered. That's an image from the Game Art Labs. That guy did a really fabulous game this year, kind of a SimCity-based type of game. And pathways. So what we got is, if you're an artist, and this is for artists, if you think you're an artist, we've got Mondays next year, starting in first semester. So you can, for SACE points, you can come and do a Cert 2 over 1 year in digital art. And some of you have got the brochures inside this, and it's got in there, it's got design, it's got drawing, it's got painting, it's got 3D modelling and texturing. 3D modelling and texturing is during term 3, which is the biggest term. Yep.
Do you need any prerequisites for this?
No, just sign up and join and start coming along. So it's all day Monday, so instead of coming to school, you come to us. Same school hours, we start 9:15. You've got your half-hour break in the morning. We've got a 45-minute lunch. You're heading off home at 3:30. Same stuff. It's all just for artists though. If you don't feel like you're an artist, it's probably not for you. If you're a game developer, you probably should stay here and do AIE, okay? Or if you're an animator, same deal, all right? If you're into digital art, say you're interested in concept art, you're interested in 3D modelling, you're interested in texturing, you might be interested in a bit of graphic design, okay? You might think you want to go somewhere in design. It might be for you. So they're the weeks. So 9 weeks term 1, 8 weeks term 2. And the short term 2, the short term 4 is so that you can get your SACE results in. Okay, and we're looking to build classes of 20. Okay, so that's the most economical. And this is an example of some work that was done last year. University degrees. So we've got pathway in. If you're into digital art, you can come and study with us on Mondays. So that's your pathway in. University degrees, there's a pathway out to university. And especially for game development, what is really important is if you're a game artist, 3D modelling and texturing, you are going to need to at least get into indie development before you get your full-time job, or you might want to just spend your life doing indie development. You are going to need a team for that, okay? We don't have programmers where we are, okay? So we don't have those guys that actually code the games. That's where university comes in. So game art, 2 years with us. University is like your 3rd year, all right? You can go to Adelaide University. If you pass, you can go to Adelaide University, do a year and a half, then you've got a degree. But the most important thing is you've met the programmers and you've networked with the programmers at the uni, done projects with them at the uni, so that you've got an indie dev team before you leave uni, okay? 1.5 years Adelaide Uni in the Bachelor of Media course. 1.5 years at Flinders University in the Creative Arts Digital Media course. Okay, so that's after 2 years with us. And we're just cutting a deal with University SA at the moment with their Media Arts course, where they want 2 years. They want you there for 2 years. So they give you 1 year off for that. So that's your pathways in and your pathways out. And you're doing AIE here, which is fantastic. If you do AIE, some of the things that I've put up there, you probably get some sort of status or credit for those. Not that you'd really want to miss out on the content, because it's really exciting. But with the way TAFE is at the moment, we have to start at diploma level. So we haven't got any room now to do all that bridging stuff. So it's great that Mark Oliphant College is doing all those Cert 3, Cert 2 qualifications in game development, because that bridges you into us. That's tremendous. All right, and so that's what we've got on offer. You've got my brochure. So on there's our phone number. You can ring and make some inquiries. We're on the web as well, so you can actually have a look at our courses, etc. on there. So is there any questions? Any further questions? Someone asked if there was any prerequisites. There's no prerequisites to get into the Certificate 2. You do need to get into game art and to get into CGI and visual effects. You need a Certificate 3. So you got that going, haven't you, with AIE?
So if you're in year 10 now, then next year, make sure or at the end of this year or before that, you speak with Miss Altizia and get into the Cert 2 for next year. And then in 2015, you'd be doing Cert 3, and then you can pathway into TAFE SA and so on.
Easy.
Go into a diploma and all that, because TAFE SA obviously recognises the certificates that you get from here. So.
Yeah. I would say though, make the most of school, especially a school like this, make the most of school while you're here, because you do have a lot of growing to do. And if you finish our course when you're 19, you've still probably got another 12 months of growing to do. That's why the uni is really good for that one. And then you're probably mature enough to hit the workforce when you're around about 20, 21, around about there, okay? Unless you're a gun, okay, you will need some maturing. So don't just, okay, I got my Cert 3, I'm out of here at the end of year 11. Go through to year 12, get the foundation knowledge, the broad knowledge that this great school can give you, and then come and see us. Yep.
Where would this be located?
Pardon?
Where would this be located?
Modbury. Yeah, it's right next to next to the shopping centre. So you got the O-Barn, you got the shopping centre. You look up the hill. There's that big brown building called TAFE. Yep. Yep.
Is there a reason you chose the Unreal and like your?
Well, I think it's the easiest one to work with. Back 3 years ago, we're working with Unity as well. but it seemed to be pretty easy to work. When we first started the mod, which was back in 2005, we worked with torque, and that was painful. All right. And then we went to Half-Life. There was a fair bit of pain with that as well. But UDK and Unity are really great with us. All right. But remember, in the game side of things, it's about the art. So we're an art school. Okay. If you're more technical, but you like that sort of thing, you might want to do CGI and visual effects. That's more technical. Okay, because there's a lot of technical stuff to get your head around to be able to produce CGI and visual effects with all the production values you're going to need for something like Harry Potter or those sorts of movies.